Hello everyone, welcome to StudyIQ. So we will start our discussion on previous year question papers. Okay, so we will take up each question from different sections and we'll start solving it. Okay, and I'll tell you the year in which the question is asked also, so that you will get a clear understanding about the change in pattern. Okay, so let me start off with the question. So we are actually going to start with arithmetic here. So I'll be dealing with arithmetic because we have covered almost all areas of arithmetic. We have started off with numbers, we have discussed about number system, we have discussed about reminders questions. Okay, then we have started off with simple interest, compound interest, we have completed time and work, we have completed speed distance time, we have discussed about ratios, proportion, variation, we have discussed about percentage, everything we have covered in detail. Okay, so now we will start off with the previous year questions of this, and once we discuss about the previous year question, then I'll take up some other questions which are possible. Okay, so here I'll spend around 3-4 sessions for discussing the previous year questions. Okay, so let me start off with percentages and fractions first. Okay, then we will move on to time and work, then we will discuss about speed distance time, all those questions. Okay, so here I am going to discuss about percentages and fractions. In fact, about numbers we have completed the discussion. HCF and LCM we have completed the discussions on questions. Reminders we have completed the discussions on previous year questions and expected questions also. So here we will do with other arithmetic areas. So percentage and fraction. Okay, so let's take a minute and try to solve this question. Okay, take a minute and solve this question. This was asked in 1990. Okay. Okay, so I hope all of you got this answer. Very simple question. It was asked in 1990, and in fact I tell you, this very same question is repeated 2-3 times. Okay, very same question without changing the value. You can see it in other year. We will come to that. Okay, so what they're saying is a person went to market with certain amount, so we don't know about that, so the question may be related to this amount also. Let's see what is the question. Okay, with this money he can buy either 50 oranges or 40 mangoes. Okay, so either 50 oranges or 40 mangoes. So this is very important, this word or, any of this. He retains 10% of the money which he is having, which we don't know, for taxi fare, and if he buys 20 mangoes, then the number of oranges he can buy. So he is buying 20 mangoes only. I told you already he can buy 40 mangoes. So he can obviously buy some oranges also, and that's what they are actually asking. Okay, so how will you solve this question? In this question, what you can do is you can assume a particular amount. Okay, so it's always better to assume that 100 rupees what he's having. Okay, so if he is having 100 rupee, from this you can understand that he can buy 50 oranges or 40 mangoes. So 50 oranges means, then what is the rate of the orange? Orange will be 2 rupees and mangoes will be 2.5 rupee. That's what we can understand. Okay, so if he is having 100 rupee, he can buy 50 oranges and 40 mangoes. From that we can understand, if it was 100, then 2 rupees is the price of orange and 2.5 rupees is the price of the mango. Okay, now instead of 100, if you want, you can take it as 200 also. Then only thing is the price of orange will change. Orange will become 4 and mango become 5. Okay, mango become 5. That's the only change. If it is 300, that will be 6 and 7.5. If it is 400, 8 and 10, like that. Okay, because this will remain the same. 50 oranges and 40 mangoes will remain the same, whatever amount he is having. So to be on a safer side, I am assuming that 100 is what he is having. So this is the situation. Now if he is having 100, what he is doing is he is keeping 10% as taxi fare. Okay, so 10% of 100 means 10 is what he is keeping as taxi fare. So what is left out? 90 rupees is what left out. Okay, now out of this what he is doing is he is buying 20 mangoes. So 20 mangoes will cost how much? We know this will cost how much? 2.5 for each mango. So 20 mango will cost 50 rupees. So what he is having? He is having 90. Out of that he spent 50 rupees for mangoes. Now how much he is having? 40. Now with 40, how much orange he can buy, or how many orange he can buy? Orange costs 2. So 40 divided by 2, 20. So how many oranges he can buy? He can buy 20 oranges. So answer for this question is C. So I hope you understood this question. What they're saying is the amount which he's having is not mentioned. So you can assume anything. It can be 100, it can be 200, or it can be 1000. But this is remaining the same, 50 orange and or 40 mangoes. So based on that, whatever amount that you're fixing, for that you will get the rate of orange and mango, right? So you can go with this case also. So if 200 is what you're assuming, orange rate is 4 and mango rate is 5. Then how much you are keeping with you? You are keeping with you 10%, that means 20 rupees, okay? So 20 rupees is what you are keeping with you. So 180 is the balance. Out of this, what you do, 20 mangoes you will buy. So 180 minus 100. 20 mangoes means 20 into 500. So what is left out? 80 rupees is left out. Orange will cost 4. So 80 by 4, 20. So whatever it is, you will get the same answer. You can assume any value as the amount that you are having. But then, based on that value, find the rate of orange and mango. Then keep away this 10%. Then balance you can calculate. Okay. And you will understand how many oranges you can buy. So very easy question. Answer for this question is C, 20. Okay, so this question was asked in 1990. And if you look at 1991, again this very same question, even the name is also not changed. You can see the only changes in the option. So here answer option is, correct option is given as B, and there was none of these. In the previous question, there was none of these, right? So if you see this, okay, so same question. So here answer was C, here answer was B, same, method is same, so there is no point in discussing this, right? Now, take a minute and solve this question. We have discussed a similar pattern when we discussed about percentage. And we have also discussed this pattern when we discussed about compound interest. Okay, so how will you solve? See, what is given? The rate of increase of the price of sugar is observed to be 2% more than the inflation rate. Okay, so 2% more than the inflation rate, which is expressed in percentage. The price of sugar on Jan 1, 1994 is given as 20 per kg. The inflation rate for the years 94 and 95 are expected to be 8%. So in 94 and 95, it is 8%. So what will be the increase in sugar rate? It will be 10% because 2% more. Okay, so in 94 and 95, since it is 8%, so sugar rate will increase by 10%. Okay, so 10% increase in both year. So what is given? The price of sugar on Jan 1 94 is given, and what they're asking, the expected price of sugar in Jan 1 96. Okay, so what will be the answer? The sugar rate of Jan 1 96 will be sugar rate of Jan 1 94 into, you know that formula, right? So sugar rate of Jan 1 94 is 20 into 1 plus, what is the increase? 10 by 100 raised to n. N here is 2, 94 to 96. So this is easy, right? Because this is the rate of change. Okay, so this is the initial value. So basically initial value into 1 plus r by 100 raised to n formula. This is the application of that formula that we have learned. So here 20 into 10 by 100 means 0.1. So 1 plus 0.1 means 1.1. 1.1 square. We know this is 11 square. Okay, so we'll approximate like that. So 20 into 1.21. 11 square is 121. So 1.21. So we know the answer. 121 into 2. So 121 into 2, 242. Okay, so what is the answer? 24.2. See, you can do any approximation. You can take this 1.1 as 11. You can write it as 121. So if you write it as 121, 121 means 242, 2420, but still you will mark it as 24.2 because from the option you will understand that. Okay, so 24.2 is your answer per kilogram. So that's the expected price in the year 96. Okay, so you can solve this question which is asked in 93. Okay. So what is asked is report consists of 20 sheets, 55 lines and 65 characters. in each line consists of 65 characters, okay, and this is retyped or modified into sheets, each of 65 lines, such that each line is having 70 characters. So basically you can see 55 to 65 change, okay, then 65 to 70 change, and 20 sheet to some change will be there. We know how to find it, okay, so we have discussed that method in the percentage chapter. So the what is asked is the percentage reduction in number of sheets. So they are not actually asking about number of sheets, they are asking about percentage reduction. So but anyway we need a number of sheets also, then only you can find the change, percentage change. So here if you look at if you ask me how many characters are there in total, so if you take the first case, 20 sheets into 55 into 65 is the total characters. Even if you are modifying, even if you are retyping, the character remain the same. So it is better to equate this, right? That's a better approach in this situation. So what you can do is you can equate it with 65, that is a new situation, okay, 65 lines into 70 characters into n is the number of page, okay. So if you equate, the 65 and 65 is anyway getting cancelled out, okay, the 0 and the 0 is getting cancelled out, so you can get the number of pages approximately 16, okay. So because this is 110 divided by 7, okay, so 110 divided by 7 means 16 into 7 is 112, so 16 is what the approximate number of pages. So now if you see, initially 20 page, now 16 page. So what is the percentage change? There is a reduction of 4, right? So 4 is what percentage of 20? See, absolute change is 4 on top of from where the change happened, right? From 20. So 4 by 20. So 4 by 20 means 1 by 5, right? And 1 by 5 is actually 100 by 5. So if you need to convert into percentage, you need to multiply by 100, right? So 1 by 5 means 100 by 5, that means 20%. See, the question is very simple. 4 is what percentage of 20, and that everybody know that's 20%. Okay, so 2 is 10% of 20, so 4 is 20% of 20. So you don't face much problem here. Only this is the idea. See, now why I am writing, see, I am not using the previous method that I have discussed for this case. Why I am writing like this is because we know the characters remain the same. So this 65 and this 65 is getting cancelled out. So the calculation is very easy. The 0 and the 0 is getting cancelled. 10 and 10 is gone. So 55 by 7. The only calculation you need to do is 55 into 2 by 7. So that we know 16. Now once you get 16, the difference is 4 and we know that is 20%. So depends on the demand of the question, you need to see the method you need to adopt. Okay. So here I have followed this because the calculation is very, very fast. See, I have seen 65 here, I have seen 65 here, so I know this will get cancelled out. This 0 and I have seen the 0 will be getting cancelled out. That's the reason why I have gone with this. Otherwise also, this is a standard method. Okay, again, you see 1995 question. See, instead of Gobal, see if you replace this with Gobal, it is the same question. Only thing is options changed. In the first question, if you look at 20 was coming as C. In the second question, 20 was coming as B, and here 20 was coming as D. So that's the only change. Apart from that, is there any change here? 50 orange and 40 mangoes. Is it the same? Right, yes. 50 oranges and 40 mangoes there also. 10%. And buying 20 mangoes. So we know the answer. This is 20. Okay, we have discussed the same question, right? We'll assume that 100 rupees what he is having. So we get the price of orange as 2 and we get the price of mango as 2.5. When he keep 10% means 10 rupee with you. So 90 is what you left out. So 20 mangoes will cost 50. So what you left out is 40. 40 divided by rate of orange is 2. So you'll get 20. So this is the answer. Very same question that we have solved. So the point is the same question is repeated thrice. In the first two, in fact, the name was also same. But here the name is different. So just without seeing the previous CAT paper, they are picking from the question bank directly. Okay. In the second question, that person didn't even show on the manners to change the name at least. So here at least that person changed the name. Okay. So options anyway change the order. Okay. Solve this question. Now how will you solve? 2 by 5 of the voters promised to vote for first person and the rest promised, that means 3 by 5. So what is 2 by 5 in terms of percentage? 2 by 5 means 40%, 3 by 5 means 60%. So you just need to multiply with 100, so you'll get in terms of percentage. Okay, why I'm converting it as percentage is basically because I'm going to assume that the population is 100. I'll make an assumption and later as per the demand of the question I can change. Okay, so if I assume that the population is 100, okay, 40% is promising for B, that means 40 people will vote for P, that's a promise, and 60 people will vote for Q. That was the initial promise. But then what happened? Of these, on the last day, 15% of the voters went back of their promise to vote for P, and 25% of voters went back of their promise to vote for Q, and P lost by 2 votes. Okay, so what we need to do is 15% of the voters went back of their promise to vote for P. So 40 is what promised to vote for P. So we need to see 15% of 40. So 15% of 40 is, you can do the calculation, 14 to 15 by 100. Okay, so that is actually 6. So 6 people are not there. They are not going to vote for P now. Okay, so effectively 40 minus 6. Now 25% of the voters went back of their promise to vote for Q. So 25% of 60, that is 15. So 60 minus 15. But what happened is, this 6 minus 6 is going to vote for Q, right? So you can add plus 6 here, and this 15 will come here. So plus 15 will come here. So this is what actually happening. Okay, I hope you understood this situation. So what is happening? 40 is initially promised to vote for P, 60 promised to vote for Q. So out of this 40, 15% is now changed to Q. That means minus 6. So this 6 is actually going here. So that's why you subtract 6 here. Similarly, 25% of 60 is not voting for Q and they are changing. So effectively, how much P is getting? 49, and how much Q is getting? 51. So if you see, the margin is 2. So here itself you can see the margin of 2. And they are saying that P lost by 2 votes. Here also you can see P is losing by 2 votes. So obviously total number of voters is the question. So it is 100 itself. So total number of the voters is 100. See, in fact, instead of 2, if they are saying this as 4, if they are saying it as 4, from this assumption of 100 as the population, we understood that P lost by 2 votes if the population was 100. So here it is said that 4 votes, then we need to understand that the population is 200. Okay, so that ratio is what you need to maintain. So we got that he is losing by 2 votes if 100 is the population. So if 1000 is the population, okay, or 1000 voters are there, means lose by 20 votes. So if the question, if it was 20 votes, the answer for this question will be 1000. If it was 40 votes, the answer for this question will be 2000. So if the question was 200 votes, then it will be 10,000. The voters will be 10,000. So I hope you understood. This is how you need to solve it. So what we did is, we assume that 100 is the population. Out of that, 2 by 5 means 40%, which is 40. 60%, that is 3 by 5, which is 60. So now this is what happened. Okay. So we understood if the population is 100, 2 votes. If now it depends on the question. In the question, if I am getting 20, answer will be 1000 voters. If it was 200, answer will be 10,000. If it was 2000, answer will be 1 lakh. If it is 20,000, answer will be 10 lakh. Like that it will go. Okay, this was 95 question. So you can solve this. The rate of inflation was given as 1000%. Then what will be the cost of an article which cost 6 rupee now after 2 years? Okay, so now the cost is given. So initial value is given as 6. So after 2 years, what will be the price? Very simple question. So we know the amount will be initial value into 1 plus r by 100 raised to n. So n given as 2. The percentage r is given. Initial value is given. There is nothing which is left out, right? So the amount after 2 years will be initial value plus into 1 plus r by 100 raised to n. So this is non, this is non, this is non. So you get the answer faster, right? So 6 into 1 plus 1000 by 100. 1000 by 100 means 10. So 1 plus 10 means 11. So 11 square. So 6 into 121, which is equal to 726. Okay, so now 120 into 6, we all know 720. So this can't be the answer because it is 121. So you will mark 726. No way you will have any confusion with this. So you will not face any problem in the calculation. Okay, 96 question. Take a minute and solve this question. Now, how will you solve this question? See, this kinds of question, we have already discussed the method, and here you can solve this. See, what is required? What is the percentage change in total revenue, right? So, if you need to find the effective percentage change, you just need to multiply the two multiplication factors here. One is related to 30% and one is related to 20%. Okay, so increase by 30% means you'll write it as 1.3, right? Decrease by 20% means you'll write it as 0.8. So if you multiply these two multiplication factor, you'll get the effective value. Okay, so why this is 1.3? Because there's nothing but 1 plus 30 by 100. 30 by 100 is 3. Okay, similarly 1 minus, since it is down, 1 minus 20 by 100. 20 by 100 is 0.2, so that's why 0.8. So 1.3 into 0.8, you will get it as 1.04. Now 1.04 means this is greater than 1, so you understood that there is an increase in revenue. So what is the increase in revenue? There is an increase in revenue. Okay, so the revenue is increased by 4% increase in revenue. So you will mark this C as the option. So there is an increase in revenue by 4%. You just need to do this. Two multiplication factors are given. You just multiply, you'll get the effective change. See, otherwise you will see the formulas in the textbooks like X plus Y plus, right? XY by 100, right? X is the first change, that is 30. Y is the second change, that means minus 20, right? Plus XY, that means 30 into minus 20 means 30 into minus 20 divided by 100. So 30 minus 20, now this becomes 600, minus 600 by 100, so minus 6. So 30 minus 26 is actually plus 4. So this way also you'll get the answer, but there is no point in doing this. You just effectively need to multiply these two multiplication factors to get this answer. Okay, so answer for this question is 4%. Now, this is a very tricky question. See, take a minute and solve this question. Very simple, one-liner. The moment you see it, you will jump on it and you will spend some time also. Okay, so let's take a minute and solve this question. So what they are saying is fresh grape contain 90% of water, while dry grape contain 20% of water. So even if it is dry grape, there is 20% of water. Okay. Now, what is the weight of dry grapes obtained from 20 kg fresh grape? Okay. So what is the weight of dry grapes obtained from 20 kg fresh grape? So keep in mind, the dry grape will contain 20% water. Okay. Fresh grape will contain 90% of water. So here 20 kg fresh grape. So 20 kg fresh grape, from that how much water is there? 90% water is there. So 10% mass is what you will get. Okay, so 10% mass means 2 kg. Okay, so 2 kg is pure, there is no water content. Okay, can I tell this as dry grape? No, obviously no, because dry grape should contain this much 20% water. So what is this 2 kg? 2 kg is actually 80% of the dry grape. Okay, so the 80% of dry grape, that's how we need to understand, is 2 kg. Okay, so 80% of the dry grape is 2 kg. So 80% is of something is 2 kg. Then what is 100%? 100% will be 2.5 kg. Okay, so that's how you need to solve this question. Answer for this question is B. So see, why it is tricky is because you may neglect the moment you see this as 20 kg, you will mark this. There is a possibility of marking A. But the point is, this 2 kg what you got is actually 80% of the dry grape. Why? Because the dry grape also contains some water. But when we do this 20 kg, when I say 90% water means 2 kg is pure, there is no water. But when I talk about dry grape should contain some water. But this 2 kg is pure, no water. So this 2 kg is actually 80% only, because 20% water should be there. So you need to add that 20% water. Then only that become the dry grape category. Okay, so 80% of the dry grape is actually what we got as 2 kg, because 2 kg is a pure mass. We need 20% water. So that becomes 2.5. So what is the weight of the dry grape which is obtained from 20 kg fresh grape? That is 2.5 kg. The idea is, in this 2.5 kg, only 2 kg is the mass, because 20% is water. Okay, that's the idea. In this 2.5, 20% is water. Okay, so that's what given here. I hope this is clear for all of you.